Angels Don't Lie. I'm your host, Jeanne Street, right here on fabulous KBJB Radio. Woo! How are you all tonight? I'm very excited to be back on air live. Last week we had a tape show, which was a very powerful show. I've gotten a lot of response from it, and we talked about the other side of suicide. We talked about suicidal tendencies, and my special guest in that program was Lena LaChance. And if you didn't get a chance to listen to it, I recommend you head over to YouTube and listen to it because it's a very powerful show. So welcome. Today is a very somber day, it being 9/11, and we are in a remembrance of what happened here in the U.S. 17 years ago. So we'll do some reflective prayer. I have a full show for you. And how are you doing over there, Casey?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. What's happening over there in Radio Land for you guys?
Just chillaxing, getting ready for the show. I was going through a little meditation, going through that. Remember that document or that free thing you gave out, What the Departed Want You to Know? I've been working on that. So I was doing a little bit of that.
Yeah, actually, it's so funny you say that because I literally just posted one of those videos on my Facebook page with the link to download that booklet. So if you aren't on YouTube and you haven't seen that, or you haven't gone onto Goddess University, you can also head over to my Jeanne Street page on Facebook, and it is right there for you. And the link to download that workbook is available as well. So I posted video number 3 in that series, and I will upload the other ones. I'm going backwards because I'm dyslexic. It's what I do. But it always works out the way it's supposed to. I trust that. So a little while ago, I headed over onto Crack Book there to our Facebook group and talked to our peeps in Angels Don't Lie. And I did a little card reading for them. And the card I pulled was so beautiful, I wanted to share it with everyone tonight. It's from the deck, The Universe Has Your Back by Gabrielle Bernstein. And I totally recommend her books to you. And these cards are really beautiful and very helpful. So this particular card, it says, I always trust the direction of the universe and know I am being guided. And on it is this beautiful drawing of a dragonfly. And dragonfly is very significant. And I thought it would go really well with our work tonight, the show, because dragonfly, it talks all about, where are my notes? Oh no, here it is. Sorry. Dragonfly talks all about transformation. It talks about divine wisdom and symbolizing change and our ability to be adaptable. So when we're moving through the shifts or a new growth or transformation, we have to be able to participate in that energy and welcome it in and sometimes take the seat of looking at ourselves from a distance so we can reflect on what we might need to let go of. That's big medicine for all of us. So a big shout out to all of our Facebook Angels Don't Lie members. You guys are showing up, and I'm so happy. And everybody seems to be like making connections and reaching out for help when they need it, and I love that. It's really great. It's a great community. Don't you find that?
I definitely like that. Everybody just helping each other. Kind of little pats on the back, information. When someone asks for information, everybody knows something.
Prayers for, and even though they're so all over the world, they feel there's a closeness, which I really like. Really, that makes me so happy. So I wanted to read the words to a lovely song. That came out, I don't know if you know Alan Jackson, but he wrote this song after 9/11, and it says, "Where were you?" And I think it's such a reflective song because we talked in the Facebook group. I talked in my live today. I knew exactly where I was. I knew even what I was wearing at the time and what I did afterwards and how I brought my children home from school, and I I gather them together. And, the four of us sat and we waited for my husband to come home from work, and we watched the television and we sat in silence and we prayed. And this is what we did. And I loved Alan's song. I loved the words of it because I think it's very powerful. So I thought that I would read them for us instead of singing, because I know that isn't allowed on Angels Don't Lie. KJ won't allow it.
Belt it out.
Nobody's laughing. Nobody's laughing. Where is she? Is she even listening? All right. So where were you when the world stopped turning that September day? Were you in the yard with your wife and children, or working on some stage in LA? Did you stand there in shock at the sight of that black smoke rising against that blue sky? Did you shout out in anger, in fear for your neighbor, or did you just sit down and cry? Did you weep for the children, they lost their dear loved ones, pray for the ones who you don't know? Did you rejoice for the people who walked from the rubble, and sob for the ones left below? Did you burst out with pride for the red, white, and blue, and the heroes who died just doing what they do? Did you look up to heaven for some kind of answer, and look at yourself and what really matters? I'm just a singer of a simple song. I'm not a real political man. I watch CNN, but I'm not sure I can tell you the difference in Iraq and Iran. But I know Jesus, and I talk to God, and I remember this from when I was young. Faith, hope, and love are some good things he gave us, and the greatest is love. Where were you when the world stopped turning that September day? Teaching a class full of innocent children, or driving down some cold interstate? Did you feel guilty because you're a survivor? In a crowded room, did you feel alone? Did you call up your mother and tell her you love her? Did you dust off that Bible at home? Did you open your eyes and hope it never happened? Close your eyes and not go to sleep? Did you notice the sunset for the first time in ages and speak to some stranger on the street? Did you lay down at night and think of tomorrow? Go out and buy a gun? Did you turn off that violent old movie you're watching and turn on an I Love Lucy rerun? Did you go to a church and hold hands with some strangers? Stand in line to give your own blood? Did you just stay home and cling tight to your family? Thank God you had somebody to love. I'm just a singer of simple songs. I'm not a real political man. I watch CNN, but I'm not sure I can tell you the difference in Iraq and Iran. But I know Jesus, and I talk to God, and I remember this when I was young. Faith, hope, and love are some good things he gave us, and the greatest is love. So the greatest is love. Where were you on that? Where were you when that world stopped turning on that September day?
Some pretty moving words.
It really is, and I don't know if you have watched Alan Jackson perform that. It's a very emotional song, and I recommend you do that. And it brings us right back to that moment, right back to that time. And of course, we don't want to go back there with fear and anger. We want to go back there with love. We want to reflect and send our love to the ones that are without their families or without their loved one for the past 17 years, for the souls that helped, and the survivors and the departed. Much love to everyone tonight on this somber day. So tonight we're going to be talking, we're going to move in another direction now. We're going to talk about crystals and chakras, and we're also going to touch on essential oils and teas, herbal teas for opening. So our theme for this month is divination tools for connecting to spirit. And I love this because we all want to be able to have that connection to feel the love that is available to us, whether it is from a departed loved one or just from source, just from God, just from angels, in order to have that guidance. And we talked about earlier with we trust that the universe has our back and guiding us in a direction that is for our well-being. And these divination tools are those things that we can use in order to see and feel and know that we are going in the right direction. So I like that. What do you say about that, Casey?
I think we got a plate full.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. I might be a little all over the place. You might have to calm me down because I have a lot of energy tonight. But I did want to mention, I'm sorry I forgot to do that, that Aga had written in last week, and because the show wasn't live, I didn't get a chance to talk about her email, but she wrote in about the topic, about the program that we were doing on suicide, and she shared that her brother-in-law had taken his own life 8 years ago, her brother-in-law Camille, and how her family, it really was so hard and traumatic to get through, but now that they're 8 years in, it has brought forward great healing in their family, and love and faith in God has grown stronger. So I loved her comments, and I thought they were really important to see that they weren't holding on to the trauma of it. Rather, they used it to go forward and to shine the light on the love that they share together. And that's a beautiful remembrance of his soul, too, because that's what our departed loved ones want us to do. They want us to move forward. They don't want to hold on to the negative aspects of how they cross over, whether it is they have taken their life or maybe they've had an illness and it was a very painful illness. They want that to not be what we reflect on. And I also wanted to send some prayers out tonight, and I hope that you will join me in sending a beautiful mother who lost her daughter to an overdose this past week. Mary, we're thinking about you, and we're sending you our love and wrapping you in God's light. So here we go. How are we doing? Are you ready? The number, let me tell you the number if you guys want to talk, if you want to call in. 646-891-5252. That's the number to call, and we will talk. And we have somebody on the line right now. So
ready to go?
There we go. Ready to go. Rock and roll.
Hello?
Hi, this is Jeannie. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Jeannie. This is Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Rebecca, you're the Rebecca that wrote in on Facebook, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you. Where are you from, Rebecca?
Richfield.
Thank you. This is a big day for you, too. You said that you lost your father. Is it 8 years ago?
No, I just lost him in May.
In May. I'm sorry. I'm all confused with my notes here. Thank you. And how are you all doing? How's your mom doing?
She's actually doing okay. She went out to lunch with some friends, and she's just keeping busy today. I've been busy myself, so it's been easier when we keep doing it.
Your father he's quick departure. He's showing me a quick leaving. So was it unexpected?
Yeah.
Thank you. And you have a sibling as well?
I do.
Thank you. He's just surrounding you with all this love. He's just like showering it down, and he's actually using petals, flower petals, in order to shower it around you. I don't know what the significance of that, but he's showering you with love.
Okay.
Okay. I also feel like he's saying he's sorry. He's kind of holding his head a little bit low. Like I feel, I feel like the words are hard to get out. That I feel like he's sorry for a lot of things, for leaving so quickly, and but I feel like things were uneven. Does that make sense?
Uneven. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know if that means in your relationship or at home. It just feels like maybe there was some rockiness.
Possibly.
Okay, so it's his way of taking that as a responsibility. That it wasn't anyone else. That's how he's coming through. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I do feel like there's a lot to be said, and a lot to be said to your mom. that he feels like he'd be able to say now that he couldn't say in life. But mostly he says, I'm okay and I'm safe.
Okay.
Okay. And what's the big challenge for you? There's some big decision that has to be made?
No.
What's the decision? Decision.
I don't know.
Okay. He's just saying decision. I don't know where it's directed to, but because you're here, I'm thinking it's for you.
Right.
But it feels like it's a big decision, and I don't know if it has to do with his stone or the cemetery or what to do, but it feels like it's a big decision, and it's weighing. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't connect with me.
That's okay. We'll figure it out because he's going there, and I'm not sure what it means.
Right.
So sometimes it comes to us after the reading. So just hold on to that and talk to your mom about it because it might be around for her and those decisions. Okay. Perfect. Is there anything else that I can answer or help you with tonight?
Is there anybody else that has any messages?
Well, your dad was the first one to step forward, obviously, and loud as well. And that's his kind of personality. I feel he's kind of overshadowing everybody else, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's just how he wants you to know that it's him.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and that's pretty much where he's staying. He's like putting his hands up like that's where I feel like I have to stay.
What does that mean?
It means that I feel like there is more over there, but I don't feel like it's the time to do it right here on air. Does that make sense?
Okay. He can't say any more. Is that what you mean?
No, he can say more, but he's holding me back from going there. He's like, I feel like this is enough. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And usually what happens, and I'll explain this for you, I could force and I could kind of go there, but when I'm getting that guidance, they're showing me to stay here because this is where the love is. And sometimes if we go too far and too much, it brings us to a place of not absorbing the messages that are right here in the moment, and it can be almost too much for us to receive. So we can talk again another time, and I would be glad to share more.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And can you just tell me if anybody else is stepping forward?
No, that's what he's saying. He's telling me he's like there, full on, and yes, there are more people, but he's showing me like stay there.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So yes, there are more.
Okay.
Okay.
So you think I should call back another time?
Yes.
And do you think that there needs to be a longer period of time in between? Because I've also heard that sometimes when it's too soon.
For me, I have not found that there's a time limit or time frame for the soul to come through. So that's not what I'm feeling. I'm just feeling like there's might be too emotional and too much to go into here on air. That's what he's making me feel, if that makes sense to you.
Okay.
All right, honey. Well, I hope you have a good night. Thank you so much for calling in.
Oh, wait. Hang on one second. What?
Sure.
Oh, my daughters wanted to know if my father had said anything about my girls.
Well, right now he's smiling, and I also get that feeling of apple of the eye. Like I feel like, did he pick them up all the time? Like did he like take care of them or watch them? I feel like he was always involved. Okay, so that's his way of letting them know. Yeah, he's letting them know that he's still doing that. And he's saying that he's also saying that they've grown.
Yes.
And okay. He's so cute. He's so smitten on them. So, and he also pinching the cheek, a little tickle, a little poke in the side. That's what he's doing. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome, honey. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye. That's beautiful. And it's interesting how spirit will slow down sometimes the reading. I had a healing session this past, obviously this past week. It's Monday, so it was Monday, and we were talking about this same exact thing about sometimes we want things so badly, like we'll want it all up front, and because it is medicine, this is considered medicine, the words, the energy connecting to the soul, it takes a while for our body to assimilate with it, to merge with it, for it to have that healing effect. And grief is such a big deal that we want to take the time with it. We want to go through that slowly. We don't have to rush it. Because there will be times when we're up and we're down. We know how grief can be like that. Sometimes we're seemingly okay, and then other times we lose our balance and we're lost. So that's why we take it a little bit at a time, so it's not so overwhelming. Beautiful. We have another caller, Casey says.
Here we go.
Okay, thank you. Hi, this is Jeannie. Who am I speaking with?
Hold on, it didn't go.
Hey, Casey, how you doing? Where you calling from?
There we go.
Hey, it's Jeanne. Casey,
Hi, Jeanne.
I'm actually I know, I wanted to thank you so much for honoring me and everybody on Angels, just everywhere. It was just, I felt so special. And saying that to my mom, I've never heard that. That was so sweet. Like honoring the day of the birth of me for her. That was really special. So thank you. So anyhow, it almost seemed like that reading prior was like, because I have that big shift now, and just before you picked up with me, the up and down, and I'm in the down part because I'm saying goodbye to everybody. Like it's happening. The shift is happening. It's going. So,
right.
Yeah.
So you're moving.
Yes, and notice was given to the landlord yesterday. So, yeah, it's in motion, definitely.
Okay. And you had the conversation with your boyfriend as well?
No, he did it behind my back on my birthday yesterday, but I mean hey, it's just, I think, just an anger thing, and I'm not feeding into it, so I think that it's that. But it still goes somewhere, I still hear it and, still go somewhere. So I was able to be up at Paradox, so thank God, for a week, and it was gorgeous. Yeah, I posted some pictures, so I was very blessed for that. So, but coming back, it hasn't been so fabulous at all.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think everything is going to work out well.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it is going to be a nice change for you. But you have a little bit of time, or is it like a month, you said?
He actually said a few months, but I don't, I have guarded hope, we'll say that here, if you know what I mean. So I'm still moving forward. But in that, I'm saying goodbye, like upstate, I've been going there my whole life, 37 years, so it's tough. It's been, rough, a little rough.
Yeah. And how about I feeling like a little depression as well? Do you understand?
Yeah, I mean, there's been, things between family members and, things that need to be worked out, and it's just a lot. There's so many different modalities, and I'm keeping all the emotions in, and that's not me.
Right.
So it's kind of wrecking me up.
So your dad is showing me like serious struggle. Like, I don't know if I felt this much struggle around you, and almost a lack of wanting to be here. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And so he keeps saying, like, tell her to be strong. Tell her that everything is going to be okay. Tell her that it's going to be better. And he's like, you don't have to say goodbye. He's like, you're being. I almost feel like it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, it's in the negative. Like, you can return. You'll be able to come.
I haven't gotten to the point where I'm looking forward to being there. I'm on the other side. exactly in the negative. I'm also around a negative person, which I'm not blaming anybody, but it's just not.
No,
easy.
but I feel like I just feel like there's a lot of worry and unsure and unsettledness.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here 20 years, so, and I love coming to the sanctuary and just, it's just a big, 180.
Yes. So. And I do feel like there are new opportunities for you, and to continue on your healing path is what he's showing. And you have to just be careful that you keep staying in your light and keep reminding yourself that you're safe and that you're okay, and it's okay to be in the love. You don't have to be in the protection of the fear. Like, I don't understand why he's showing me that. Like, it's almost like...
Yeah, I can tell you, I have to protect everything, my journals, anything personal. I have to protect it. I have to hide it because I've been violated on all of my things, including my journals. So I can't even, I'm having a hard time because I can't write really because I have to hide it, Oh, because he reads my stuff. Yeah.
Right.
So I do it. I have to protect my phone. I mean, everything.
Right. And it's not because of you, it's only because of his own insecurity. So if you can...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's still a violation, So.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking my call. I wanted to call, and I just don't want to take up time because you're talking about awesome things. So
I hope that you have
a good night, everybody.
You too. You too, sweetie.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. You too. Bye.
Bye, honey.
Okay, bye.
So we can all take a moment and just send Jen some prayers and some love. Yesterday was her birthday, and I'm sure she could use the uplift to keep her moving forward out of this situation that she's in. Thank you. Casey, you said we have another caller?
Yeah, we have another one. Here we go.
Thank you. Okay.
Hi, Jeannie.
Hi, who am I?
It's Kathy from the Facebook group.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, who is it?
It's Kathy Gonzalez from the Facebook group.
Hi, Kathy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, honey. Nice to hear your voice.
Yes, nice to talk to you. I was calling because I wanted to know if I have any messages from my angels or any guidance. This week is my birthday, so I just wanted something, I don't know, some kind of message.
A kind of little birthday love, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You and Jen are on the end. Are you both on the Leo, or are you on the Virgo?
I'm a Virgo.
Okay, so it's Virgo.
I think Jen's a Virgo, too.
Yeah, I didn't know when it shifted, when it changes. I think maybe it's the end of August. Oh, okay.
21st or 22nd, somewhere around there.
All right, there you have it. So our Virgo girls. Happy birthday first. And
thank you.
I feel like things are moving in such a nice direction for you. Are you studying or learning? What is the...
No, not yet. I wanted to.
Oh, okay. Because I'm feeling like that's coming. Like, I actually feel like you're already in it. Maybe you've made the decision to do it because it's aligned with you, which makes sense, right?
Yep.
Yep. And I feel I'm getting the thumbs up, like this is going to be a great move for you. And I feel like to tell you as well, like not to worry so much about your finances because that's,
okay.
I feel like it is shuffling around a little bit and it might feel as there's a lack or a hole, but I do feel like it's gonna be okay and come back together.
Okay.
So even though there feels like there might be a little lull right now, I feel like don't go down that hole, a rabbit hole of like less than. Keep staying where you are because it's healing. I just feel like there's things that you're letting go of, and they're also saying like you've done so much of the you work. They're like cheering you on, like keep going.
Okay. Awesome.
And I love meditation for you. I love all the positive affirmations. All of that is perfect.
Okay, great. That's awesome.
And what's around the hair? The hair?
I just dyed it. And I need a haircut.
No, they're all around the hair, so there's a little change. I like it. Beautiful.
Okay, awesome.
I hope you have a really great birthday, honey.
Thank you, hon. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a beautiful night.
You too. Bye.
Bye. That's nice. Our birthday girls. Lovely. All right, so are you ready? Let's do a little bit of this show topic, right?
Let's dive in.
A little time here. What?
I said let's dive in.
Dive in. So the first thing we're going to talk about is crystals and how they can aid you. Crystals can aid us in opening our chakras and balancing them. And again, you can there's a booklet that I have with this video series, and you can head on over to YouTube, check out the videos, or head on to Goddess University and look for divination tools and connecting to spirit. And you'll find that in the top menu bar. And so it will walk you through on how to give you some action steps to actually breaking down and working with crystals and what you can use them for. And I'm going to tell you my favorites. Yes, I am, as soon as I pull up that thing. And we've talked about the chakras before, right? We've talked about the root being, this is our stability, survival. It's located at the base of the spine, and it vibrates to the color red. The sacral, which is the next, which is right by our belly button. This is the fluidity of who we are and inner strength. And it's located, like I said, by the belly button. And it also governs our sexuality, both male and female, and the organs in that area. And it vibrates to the color orange. The next is our solar plexus. This is the number 3. So this chakra is our vitality and our intuition. This is where we get that clear knowing and that guidance that we get from spirit. And it's right below the rib cage, and it is associated with the color yellow. The heart is located at the center of our chest, and this chakra governs our balance of love, of both giving and receiving, and it is associated with the color green. The next is the throat chakra, located in the center of our neck. And this is the chakra of our communication, where we can speak our truth. And a lot of times when we have given our power away, either on purpose or through life events, our throat ends up closing. And a lot of women will find that they've given their power away, and they aren't able to clearly speak what they need and what they need and their truth, like what works for them. So turquoise blue is the color to work with in this chakra. And I love working with rose quartz with women who have lost their power or shut off or unable to connect to their true voice. So rose quartz is powerful, ladies. A crown chakra, this is located at, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. I missed the third eye, which is in the center of the forehead. This is our ability to have our clear perception, the things that spirit wants us to see, and it's an indigo color. And then the crown is our connection to the divine. This is a connection to wisdom, to love, to opening up and having that spirituality be really bright. And it works with either a purple violet light or a white light. So we can use the crystals by either holding them directly, placing them on our chakras. We can lay down and place them on each chakra to open them. We can hold them in our hands. We can carry them on our person during the day. For women that have given their power away, or tend to be overgivers, and they aren't receiving enough, I love also having the rose quartz and wearing it in your bra. It's a beautiful reminder of being in the giving and the receiving, and it helps soften the heart, especially when we have a lot of grief, ladies. So men, when you are unable to speak your truth, or maybe you've given your power away, you can wear that rose quartz in your pocket and carry it with you and have it known that you're safe and you're protected. and that you don't have to maybe speak out of anger, or you don't have to lose your voice as well. So those are some simple ways that we can work with crystals. And again, like I said, the rose quartz is the one I recommend. It's a really strong crystal, and it brings peace and harmony and can open us up to love. Another crystal I recommend for healing is an amethyst. Amethyst is so lovely for anything that ails us in pain, with grief, and it's something you can even just keep by your bedside when you're healing. So beautiful to work with those crystals. Questions? Casey, you got any questions before I move on?
I do. I do have the piece of rose quartz, so.
You do?
I got it from you.
And how? Yeah, and do you put it in your pocket?
Yeah, I carry it in my pocket. Sometimes I'll leave it sit beside the bed for a while, then I'll put it back in my pocket again. Just kind of on and off.
And would you share with our listeners what you find to be the difference working with it?
Well, I think that when I'm carrying it, it's like a, I don't know, you feel like this openness, and then I feel like I tend to meditate more because it's kind of bringing me there. I can't explain it, but having it in your pocket, you just kind of, once in a while you reach in there, you just like, oh yeah, it's in my pocket. It kind of gets you thinking about, different things and, your wellness and being in the moment.
Right. It's great. This past week I had a lot of sessions yesterday, but one of them I've been working with someone who has experienced a lot of sexual trauma early in her life. And even though she went through the motions of forgiveness and thought it had been gone from her, her body is having a different story to tell. So we're working with the crystals. She was working with rose quartz and finding such benefit. So when I had her on the table the other day, so when we do healing sessions, you're fully clothed and you lay on the massage table, and I have nice blankets and whatnot, if need be. So this is what happened. We were working on opening her energy centers, releasing the tones that were left behind from this trauma. And some things had come to the surface that she wasn't really aware of. She had pushed down and kind of forgotten about. So she ended up shaking. She started the energy of all this made her body tremble. So we turned on I had this heated mat on the table. So we turned on the heated mat, and I also had several, I think I had 5 rose quartz crystals that we placed on her and covered her with a blanket and had that be the safety net for the releasing of the energy to help the body assimilate with it, like let go of it, so that she could be in that new energy, which is replaced with love. And that's what we did with the singing bowl. We added that back, that healthy vibration back in, and it was quite beautiful. I love working with people who are ready and willing to participate in their own healing. So I always give them homework. I give them things to work on before our next session. And so how would that work? Like if you came to me and you had some trauma in your life and you wanted to work on releasing it or healing it, or maybe it's turned to disease, we'll work with what the angels show. Maybe it'll be every other week, maybe it'll be once a month, maybe it'll be weekly. It just depends on the situation and what the angels say. And we'll go through the motions of adding things in and taking things out that aren't serving you, and working with meditation and working with some simple messages sitting on the couch, and then we will do some healing work back and forth. So really powerful stuff. And if you're willing to participate, you can move very quickly. And it's quite amazing how your life can transform. It's really beautiful. So anyway, that's what I have to say on that. Casey.
That's got to be, I don't know, just for you to help people release that, it's just got to be a feel-good feeling for you too, though.
Honestly, I heal at the same time because, listen, we all have a past. We all have things that have happened in our life. So sometimes we're aware of those things, sometimes we're not aware of those things. Sometimes they're prevalent and sometimes they're not. So working with people helps me to heal as well at the same time. And sometimes it's noticeable and sometimes it's not. But it brings me joy to work with people. Without a doubt, it's overwhelming. I'm grateful and I'm thankful and I'm humbled by it. So let's move on. Divination tools for connecting with spirit. And now we're going to talk about teas and essential oils, because you guys know I love my tea. Who doesn't love a good cup of tea? And I don't drink just any regular tea. I make my own blends, as you guys may or may not know. If you're a new listener, this is what I do. I make all kinds of healing teas from all different types of herbs, and I share them with people. I love them. So we were just talking on our Angels Don't Lie group about maybe having a tea event at the studio, which I think would be a lot of fun. Maybe I'll combine it with a prayer event that I'm going to run. So when we are able to use teas and essential oils, we can use them as healing tools, of not only for connecting to spirit, but also for healing the things in our life that are ailing us, which opens up space, which is so beautiful, because that's how we can move forward. So my favorite teas, some easy ones that you guys can welcome into your life right away: chamomile. There is nothing more calming than a nice cup of chamomile tea. And when you're using chamomile tea for healing, it can also help you to attract your abundance. So it has a calming effect to get us out of our mind, quiet those tones, and to help to support us in that meditative state. So really, chamomile tea can be great at the end of the day because it can help you unwind, but very calming. This is a tea I'll make my granddaughters when they come over, a little cup of chamomile with a little honey. They love it. Hibiscus tea is another great tea. It has a sweet flavor, and it helps with strengthening our sensitive and our emotional side, which gets very depleted if we're highly sensitive people and we're absorbing energy all the time. So hibiscus is a great tool for connecting with spirit, because that spiritual energy, in order to connect, we need to be open and clear-minded. So really beautiful. It helps to bring up that confidence. And it actually is really great for working with the heart chakra as well, because it helps us to have that open and receiving, helps us to be both in that open space. So we not only give, but we receive. We're really good givers, but we're not good receivers. So it's important to be balanced on that. And then lavender is another beautiful herb, which I love to work with all the time. It's a calming herb. It quiets the mind chatter, and it lets us have that ability to hear spirit. So you can actually mix them together and make a tea together. I like chamomile and lavender together. I find that's a really lovely tea and high vibrational. Yummy. So let's move on to the essential oils. And I'm a little bit of a freak when it comes to essential oils, because the angels have really instilled in me the powerful tool that essential oils are. So they're meant for healing. They are medicine. So a little bottle of essential oil, it has thousands of oil droplets from plants, from thousands and thousands of plants. So it's very potent. And a lot of people overuse essential oils by putting them on their body or putting them in their food or drink. And so what happens is our liver can't detoxify. It can't break it all down because it's too much. So we have to be very careful with essential oils. But I love using them in a diffuser. And you can take one of those little bottles and you can put just a couple drops in another bottle. You can wean it down and make it even less potent, so you can use it as a body rub. So I use liquid coconut oil, for instance, and I'll make my own sacred spray with water, and then I'll use the coconut oil and make the same thing on for my skin. So you're diluting them down. But you can use them in in a diffuser, which diffuses it in the air, which is really lovely and can be great for the kids, can help them go to sleep, and very calming effect, which is great. So some of my favorites, which I love and I work with all the time, Palo Santo. Palo Santo is a tree that grows in South America mostly, and it's holy wood basically. So this oil works on a mind, body, soul level. So healing on mind, body, and soul. It's very powerful. It's very sacred. And it's also really important when you're buying any type of Palo Santo, whether it be the wood or the oil, because you can buy the wood to burn, that you are buying it from a reputable source that only takes it from fallen trees. Very important. Sandalwood is also another one of my favorites. But it's also very expensive and very, very rare. But sandalwood is considered a sacred oil of devotion. And it has very healing properties as well, very calming on the nerves. Frankincense is another oil which I really love. This is the oil of truth. It helps to strengthen the mind as well as strengthen spiritual connection. And because frankincense has a connection to the Holy Spirit, to Jesus' gift that was given from the wise men, frankincense is divine. Really, so it can be used in divine healing. So where do you get your essential oils? I always say local is best, and we have a beautiful health food market right downtown, natural food market on Bank Street. There's another one in Danbury called Chamomile. I recommend that you go to the local markets and buy a reputable brand. It's not a great idea to pick them up off of Amazon or unknown names because they can have perfumes, they can have additives to them. So we want to make sure that we are getting that from a reputable source. And that's what I have for you. How's that? Bang.
Bam.
What a bang.
I picked up a diffuser, and I have the lavender and the eucalyptus.
Oh, I like that. That's a good one. Eucalyptus is great for breathing, and you could put a drop of that in a tub or in soaking your feet. It'll open up all the energy. It's really good. Little Epsom salt in that tub with a little eucalyptus. You're like, oh. Right? Have you ever done that?
I haven't done it like that. I just usually put a couple drops just in the diffuser and just when I'm upstairs working.
And that does it.
Thinking, But that. It's awesome.
That'll open your sinuses, right?
Yep. And the lavender is very calming.
One of the things you can do with that salt is with the eucalyptus is you can add it with salt and you can put it in a bag. You buy one of those little mesh bags, and so you take a little bowl with some crystalled salt. And you put just a couple drops, very little, maybe one or two, on the salt, toss it around, let it sit, and then put that in the bag, and you breathe that in the wintertime, and it opens up all your sinuses. And it'll last a long time, too.
That's a great home remedy.
It really is. Yep. So, what were you going to say?
I didn't have anything right there.
I thought you were. I thought I interrupted you.
No. I definitely. I have a. Where one time you put together that recipe or a concoction for the shower with the. What's the mud? Why am I missing it right now? The
bentonite clay.
Yes, the bentonite clay, and I have a little some peppermint type organic soap. And a little bit of the, the Epsom salt, kind of mix it all together, and use that as like it really wakes me up in the morning to take a good smell of that and just, wash away all the negative and start the day fresh.
There you go. And the bentonite clay takes out the toxins from the body. So also another cool tip to use that is just to put it on your feet and let your feet soak in it because there's science behind putting, there's a wet sock theory people will use, but there's science behind putting that clay on the feet, and it draws out the toxins. So if you feel like you have a cold or you're sick, you can get rid of it overnight by, just having that little mask on your foot.
Well, I used
Pretty
it
cool.
with for my tendonitis I had on my thumb a while back. That was a recommendation.
And how did that work?
It worked great. I've been trying to use it on my shoulder, but I think I need to leave it on there longer. But yeah, it definitely healed my thumb. I had to
say that.
And I think what happened.
Where do you go, Casey?
I know. I think from wearing the Fitbit
2 years ago.
I know, and I think it was from wearing that Fitbit that maybe helped. I don't know. I still think it did something where it collected the heavy metals in my arm there, because I'd never had a problem before in my life. And then I was wearing that Fitbit, and I think that it might have somehow draw them all there to that spot.
Right, because of the battery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
And the reason I thought that is because when I moved it over to my right wrist, it wasn't long before I just started to feel the same feeling.
It again?
But I took it off right away because I knew I had experience with the left wrist, so I knew right away. It's like, oh God, it followed the Fitbit. Now, I'm not putting down Fitbits because people like them, but it definitely had a problem for me.
But that's a great awareness for you, because that might not happen to somebody else, but you're paying attention. You're awakened to the things that are serving your body and the things that aren't. And we're all different. Some people have no problem with it, but some people are sensitive. It's just like food or anything really. Too much computer time. So I'm really glad that you're aware and that you're paying attention. That's great. That's great, Casey. You woke up.
I'm coming around.
Yeah, in the last 2 years that we've been doing the show, can you believe we're on the air almost 2 years?
I know.
It's pretty exciting.
We're coming up to episode, not too far away, episode 100 on our show.
We're going to have to party.
I know. Big party.
So I'll let you guys be the first to know. We are going to do another live show, and we have a date, and it is going to be October the 9th. So we're going to do October 9th live in Spirit Healing Studio again. I don't have exactly who's going to be on that show or what it's going to be about yet, but I've got the date. So that's the start of it. So, woohoo, you guys are the first to know.
Yahoo!
It's pretty exciting. All right, so what do I have for you? So if you want to, hang out more, come visit us over on Facebook. Join the Angels Don't Lie Facebook group. We'd love to have you. Lots of fun. Be sure to check out In Spirit Healing Studio. You can get there from my website, jeanniestreet.com, and just click the events link, and it will bring you right there. You'll see all the upcoming events. Also, head over to Goddess University, get your free downloadable guide, and check out all the freebies and excellent resources that we have there. And if you want to go further and you're ready to do more of that work, book an appointment or become a member of Goddess University, because you can do this. We can live our best life now. I know it. How do I know it? You know what I know, because angels don't lie. I hope you have a beautiful night, and I'll see you guys same time next week. Bye-bye.